Hello everyone, FunshineX here. Welcome back to Utopia Resurrected, playing the Feed the Beast Resurrection Pack. Last time we created this system to create some ethanol and put it into a advanced generator, which has disappeared. It's gone. I've moved it. And I also changed this around. I just wanted to show it a little bit. I'm not using it anymore. Ethanol, it just wasn't producing enough for me for the power that I'm looking for. And it was also tearing through our apples. It used 64 stacks of apples in an hour or so. So I changed it a little bit, but it still wasn't generating enough ethanol, so I moved the generator out. Anyway, what I've done is instead of going to a squeezer, we had a ton of this extra decayed wheat that comes from the sludge boiler. And you can put that in a moistener. And you have to give it water. And you also have to give it something over here to spend its recipe on. It happens to be able to turn cobblestone into mossy cobblestone. And so I just bee-spaced a cobblestone barrel over here. And so I'm filling that in. And then all of the mossy is just going to the trash. I don't really care about that. The really only thing I care about that is if you put this decayed wheat in a moistener, it creates mulch. And right now it's backed up, so it's not doing anything. But as soon as a stack of mulch comes out of here, then it would pop another wheat down here and process that kind of thing. Anyway, so that was how I'm creating the mulch instead of using apples, since we had a ton of this. But actually, I don't think even the sludge boiler was keeping up with how much decayed wheat it was using. I don't know. So then everything else is the same. I only went down to 2 fermenters and 2 stills. I probably need a 3rd still for this setup. But anyway, the advanced generator, it was eating all the ethanol from this one and none of the ethanol from this one, no matter how much power I sent to it. Because remember, these stills work faster based on the amount of power you send. So if I cranked up the output of the generator, it made more ethanol faster. And then it used more ethanol faster. So it was like I couldn't get any more. All it was doing is only ever using the ethanol from one still. I couldn't make it use more, and I don't know. It was difficult. I didn't like it. And it was only generating like 700 RF a tick, and it was like using like 50 RF a tick to keep the process running. And I couldn't scale it. There would be no way for me to scale it beyond that. So this system's still here. If we ever need ethanol, I'm just going to leave it here. But just know that I didn't like the combo of ethanol into the advanced generator. So let's go see what we did instead. Sky and I created a farm. And this is a system I've used before as well. And that is to generate biofuel. Biofuel has twice the energy capacity as ethanol in this pack. So here we go. We've got 8 different items: potatoes, mushrooms, pumpkins, netherwort, watermelon, brown mushrooms, carrots, I think. No, that's cocoa beans and carrots. There's also carrots in the middle. I've done a few things to make, they're all on IC2 crops, and I've done a few things to make them grow faster. I've put in some sprinklers, which look like they're almost out of water. I don't know if they actually do run out of water, but that tank was full the other day, so maybe I do need to keep those full somehow. And I've put a lily pad of fertility on there. Oops, can I see it? No. To get those, they're actually not that bad. You need a lot of gunpowder. So the lily pad of fertility takes 1 lily pad and 3 fertile essence. Each of those takes a 7 splash powder, splash fertilizer potions, and a seed. And each of those takes a condensed and some bone meal, which takes red netherwort and gunpowder, and water in a vial. So it's just some netherwort, some gunpowder, some bone meal, and some seeds. And you can get that. And that just makes this stuff grow faster. There's also a few tricks with this. They need a certain light level for vanilla plants. So carrots and potatoes will only grow at light level 9 or higher, I believe. Cocoa beans, if you look up on the wiki, they say they require a nutrient level of 3. What that means, that's a little confusing when we first looked at it, but Sky figured it out, Thrak figured it out, that you need 3 levels of dirt underneath the tilled soil before you place the crop down. So till the soil, place 3 levels of dirt, then place a crop down, then place the cocoa bean on it, and it'll work. Otherwise, you won't be able to plant the cocoa bean. Netherwort grows faster if it is placed tilled soil with multiple layers of soul sand underneath, and then you put the crop down, and then you put the netherwort on, and it grows faster. So that's a few things we did to make this farm a little bit better. But there's a problem with it, and that is that potatoes on a crop have multiple growing stages. You know, they start as a seed, and then they grow a little bit, and they grow a little bit, and then they grow a potato. But there's one more stage, and that's they turn rotten and turn into a poisonous potato. The harvester says, well, I'm not going to harvest the potato off this crop until it's fully grown, meaning it is rotten. And so we've been trash canning a lot of rotten potatoes because I don't have a barrel to hold them. So you can see we've got 0 potatoes. I mean, I can harvest them fine, no problem, and they work, but the harvester itself does not work with crops. So a couple solutions we could put, I don't know if it would work any better just growing in tilled soil and having a planter to replant. We're probably just going to go away from potatoes because you can see I've got 8 items here. I need 9, so without potatoes I'd need 2 more. Well, I can grab these saplings, because saplings work and we have 64 stacks of those, and I can grab these saplings because we have 64 stacks of those. So that gives me my 9 items without needing potatoes. There's quite a few other items that we can use, but why? I mean, everything else is generating tons and tons of stuff. Pumpkins and watermelon, you can't process those directly in the bioreactor, excuse me. So instead what I'm doing is I'm taking all of the pumpkins and melons, and they get routed in the pneumatic tubes into these barrels. Why? Alright, that's wrong. I didn't lock them. Crap. Oh no, that's not good. Hey, Dave. Crap. I forgot to lock what's in them. So I need to take the trash can off and put a chest there instead. No wonder my melons were completely gone. Alright, so I'm going to have to just wait here until a melon or a pumpkin form. Maybe I can grab one real quick before the harvester can grab it. No, there's nothing ready. Did you send one? I thought you just harvested one. But anyway, so melons would go into here, the melon pieces, and this would pull them out. Yeah, just give me all these. I'm just going to lock it to nothing for now. Melon seeds in that one too. Goodness. Do a little fixing on camera. Okay. Oh, there went a pumpkin right there. It was about to go in, and then I said no. But anyway, so the pumpkins come here. The auto workbench doesn't require any power, just time. Turns it into pumpkin seeds. Same thing with melon slices, turns it into melon seeds. Then those are extracted back out the back, and through this pipe sent back into the relay, which sorts them back into the barrels. So now I should be able to grab those. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Pumpkin and melon. Alright, let's make sure. No. Ah, crap. Give me those back. Lock it. There we go. I gotta do it fast. Alright, ready, and melon lock. There we go. Okay, so now seeds won't go in there that don't belong. Cool. Cool. I can sort these back out if I just stick them in the relay. I really like red power. Well, it's blue power now, but relays are just... And new tubes. I love pneumatic tubes. Can't believe we got away from those. They were so brilliant. All right, so the next step of the process, now that we've got barrels full of everything we need, is I've got transfer nodes going into a ender chest. And this is rationing piped. So that means only one stack of any of these will be in this ender chest. I can't put a retrieval node here. Well, I could, but it doesn't do what I want, because you put the retrieval node down, and then you put the rationing pipe inside the retrieval node, and that turns all these other connections, if they're just, you know, normal pipes, into retrieval nodes. But that says, instead of put one stack in here, leave one stack in all these. And so my barrel would just fill up with stuff. So that's kind of why I have to use transfer nodes on every single one of these barrels, which is a pain, but it's not that much. It's Ender Pearls Redstone, right? Okay. So yeah, you can see I've got a bunch of other things. I've also added some rubber, wood, Ender Pearls, just so I always have them if I'm out in the world crafting. I've got this pouch I can get access to everything. This saplings is not connected to anything. I just stole like 45 stacks of saplings from the other barrel and put them here, just for now. Once this gets low, I'll put more in, or I'll automate it something. Here's where the other ones are coming in. Same deal, rationing pipe into the same ender chest. Okay. Yeah, watch Skies if you want to see any of the other farms here. Thrax, why do I keep calling him Sky? You guys know why. Let's go over to Greg Tech and we'll see what I've done here. If we go upstairs, I have moved the advanced generator up here. You can see I've got an ender chest and I've got a stack of every items, right? And I want to keep a stack of every item in here as well. But if I put a transfer node here and put a rationing pipe connect to this, it would try and pull out the first item that was filtered for. So let's say it was mushrooms. And I'm going to pull a stack out and put a stack in there. But then I keep pulling mushrooms, and then it would say, well, you're a rationing pipe, so I can't put more mushrooms in. And so it would get blocked and stop doing anything. So I'd have to have 9 transfer nodes somehow connected to this ender chest, or a bunch of ender chests. So that's where item translocators come in. Because these ones, they don't have a buffer. They just look at the contents of the chest. And then I've got a diamond nugget on there where I've said turn it into a regulator, and I've said keep one stack of all of this stuff in this inventory. So that is a perfect method of, you know, only keeping one stack here so this chest doesn't fill up, and only keeping one stack here so that this doesn't ever like get filled with rubber saplings, you know, or something like that. So and thanks to Landstrider for that. He reminded me that you could nugget the regulator to do this. So that was a perfect little setup, nice and compact, nothing really involved there. Pulling out liquids, so this generates biofuel. Because I have 9 types, I get an efficiency of 1425, which basically means every time the buffer has room for 1425, it'll eat one of each of the items. And you can see it's not moving at all right now because I'm not using power. But normally it takes about, I don't know, 30 seconds, maybe up to a minute before it actually eats this, even if I'm completely draining the buffer with power. Okay, so that's going into a generator. I've upped my generator a little bit. I'm up to 9 turbines. I could probably go higher, actually, with the amount of biofuel coming in. If I think I go to 12. If I went any higher than 12, this buffer has a maximum output that it allows for, and so I think I would drain my biofuel if I had 12. That was my hunch. I haven't tested it yet, but I'll build some more turbines when we have more iron. And then I've got an RF output just to keep this battery full in case I need it for anything. It's not doing anything other than keeping the battery full. And then over here, we've got an MV emitter. So I'm getting MV IC2 EU. So notice why I'm using IC2 cables, copper cables. Okay, so that's important. I've also got an LV in the back if I ever need LV, which I don't right now. That comes in through that copper cable into an IC2 MV transformer. And that one has been set to step up. So that means all that MV power is stepped up to HV. So if I need HV, I've got it, actually. I can use HV power, but I need to convert it to Greg Tech power first. So we take the MV, convert it to HV, and then take a GregTech transformer and convert it back to MV. That seemed to be the best way. I tried it in a test world, going down to LV and then back up to MV, which you can do if you soft hammer this guy. Do not soft hammer it right now; it will blow up in this situation. But anyway, so this seemed to be better. Just more packets could transfer through. So that MV output in the generator is now MV output on GregTech. Seemed like the easiest way to get MV out. I could have done like HV out and then just have one, you know. Well, you still have to have, I don't know. And I would have had to put like an MFE there or something, and I couldn't. I'm not high in IC2, so this is what I had. It was easy to make. I mean, MV transformers are a piece of cake. They're a bunch of iron and some copper cable, and these are not that bad either. There's some aluminum and tin and gold and that kind of stuff. So that comes out here on our now copper cable because we're on MV coming out. And that's going into my MV battery buffer. I no longer need that transformer there to step it up because we're straight MV to MV. And that's going into my energy hatch, which I only need one of now. Because we've got duct tape, we only need 120 to process aluminum, and we're providing 128 minus a little bit of loss. So 1, 2, 4, 6, 8. So actually providing exactly 120 to the battery buffer. So this battery should just stay completely charged. And we can just put stacks and stacks of aluminum in there and not have any problems. Cool, right? Awesome. Okay, so that's... Oh, Sky says I say awesome too much. It's really awesome. Now look at how awesome that is. It's so awesome. Or no, he said I said something else too much. I don't know. I don't know what I say too much. That's for Threk. So if we look at our ingots now, I think I have almost 2 stacks of aluminum. I just threw a stack of dust in there and it processed no problem all the way through. The other thing I've added over here, I've added 2 new machines, a basic autoclave. Threk actually built that. This one we are using to turn dust into gems, and primarily lapis. Lapis is used in quite a lot of recipes, and it's not very common in the world. So being able to macerate it, which gets you 12 dust per ingot, or per ore, instead of 3. So it quadruples it. Yeah, 3 and then 12. Take the crushed, you hammer that, wash it off in a thing, and then you put the clean dust in here in the autoclave. That takes water to run. It only takes like 200 out of a bucket, so you can do 5 lapis in 1 bucket of water. And I haven't really automated the water coming in because I only need to process a stack of lapis. And the recipe, it's only... Let's find lapis. It's only 95% successful if you use distilled water. If you use regular water... Where is it? Here, I can do this easier if I go... Now it's lazurite. Where's lapis? Here. There it is. Alright, let's find the autoclave. So if I use distilled water, it's 95%. If I use regular water, it's only... Oh, 70%. Oh, that's not good. I didn't realize that. I thought it was 90. Okay. So, distilled water. How do you get distilled water? In a distillery. Water in a distilled water. Okay. So maybe I'll build a distillery. Maybe not. Who knows? But we've got like 40-something lapis now. The other machine I built was a polarizer. This is required to move up to tier, MV machines because you need magnetic steel rods. And the only way to create magnetic steel rods is put a steel rod in a polarizer. That gives you a magnetic steel rod. Cool. So, let's do one more machine this episode. I've got it all ready to go, so it should be quick. This is going to be our first MV machine other than the electric blast furnace. We're going to need a piston. Here's the motor, which does take that magnetic steel rod, some aluminum, copper wire, and then we need more aluminum and more aluminum and more aluminum. Get the wrench. or not the wrench, the piston. Let me get the recipe. This is for the extruder. Advanced extruder. The basic extruder is another one of those recipes that has very few recipes because it's another machine that has very few recipes because they all take higher power. There's a few that you can use at 32, but not very useful. Really better to go the advanced extruder once you get MV. So, can I just shift click it in? Of course not. Alright, so we need this guy, circuit, fluid pipe, and then 4x annealed to get the advanced extruder. Okay, and this is an MV machine, so we can put it on this MV cable, right? This is MV, just making sure, yep. And it's ready to go. As soon as Greg Tech loads the block, there we go. So we got advanced extruder. The extruder works on patterns as well, kind of like the alloy furnace. Yep. Third farm over. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Third farm over should have a barrel or of them. Okay. So anyway, so we need to get some of these recipe patterns. Extruder shapes is what they're called. So those are created with empty shape plates and snips or wire cutters. Shape plates are steel plates with a hammer and a file. So let's see how many we can create. We have enough for 3. We can use all this. Hammer, where are you? And a file. 3 plates. And then snips, where do we want? Do we want the file head? No, I could care less about that one. Saw blade. Hammer head. So you can make a lot of different shapes with this. Hoe head. And I know there's more. So what if I put it in the middle? Bolts. Bolts is a good one. We make a lot of bolts. Cells. An ingot. Why can't we just use a furnace? Okay, yeah. Plates. So I can make plates in this machine. Rings. Casings, that's a good one because this is instead of 2 to 3, I think it's 2 to 1 or 3 to 2, 2 to 1. So let's get a casing shape. Wire. I don't know. I'm gonna have to find out if that's more efficient. But the other one, yeah, rods. So we kind of get rid of our lathe and our wire mill and everything for this one little machine. Let's just look up whatever things we have. Extruder shape. Any of them that we haven't seen? Bolts. What about screws? Can we make screws? Pipes, small pipes. Ooh, tiny pipes. Bottles. Full block pipes, blocks, swords. Wow. Oh, gears. That's the other one I wanted to make is a gear because this takes a lot less for a gear. Definitely want the gear pattern. And I think, let's see how much cheaper the rod. Remember the rod was 2 to 1, but we had to smelt it again to get the basic thing. Now it is 2 to 1 without any smelting required, so that's nice. And then the other one was plates. No, that's a saw. Goodness, there's so many things here. A plate. Use on that one. Maybe it should just be 1 to 1 with an ingot, right? Yeah, 1 to 1. It'd be faster because we're using an MV machine. But I've already got a machine for that, so I'm not want to waste it. I think... What does rings do? Is that like... Yeah, so the rings that we use in the various pumps and stuff. So that might be nice, because I get 4 rings for 1 ingot instead of 1, I think. Okay, well, I'll make another shape in a minute. I think that's good for now. Let's bring 4 aluminum over there. and 1 steel. Okay, that's good for now. And I'm going to need a chest to store all the plates, the shapes in. So put the empty shape there. Let's put in the extruder shape first with 4 ingots. Remember, this normally takes 8 ingots in our red alloy furnace, or in our alloy furnace. Holy moly, that's loud. I think that's the loudest machine. But look, an aluminum gear, 4 ingots. Sweet. Then we've got this guy. Remember, this before was 3 to 2. Now it should be 2 to 1. Or yep. 1 makes 2. So that's cool. Dude, you can stop with the sound. But all of those recipes are basically designed to make them fast and cheap, which is why I went with that as my first machine. Cool. I'll put these, where am I going to put them now? Now I've got like extra stuff. Put them in here. Cool. Okay, well, guys, that's the end of this episode. All I really wanted to cover. I think the next thing we need to make is the advanced assembling machine. That way we can make more duct tape on our own if we need it. I don't think we'll ever will, though. Maybe we will. That machine's a pain in the butt to make. Should we look at other advanced machines? I'm thinking of upgrading all of my processing machines. Oops, trash can, go away. All of my processing machines to advanced. So getting 1 of each of these and automating it with AE2, which Thrak is working on at the moment. So hopefully we can get some export buses or storage buses and try and import stuff in automatically, so I don't have to keep transferring items between the macerators and hammers and furnaces and all that kind of stuff. So I think that's a good idea. If you guys have progressed through the MV age and know another block that's like really important, then let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, make sure you leave a like if you watched this long. Of course you liked it, right? And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It's completely free and you'll get notified of all the videos that we put out. And I will see you guys in the next episode. This has been FunShine X. Catch you later.